Hey, how's it going, loyal vassals? It is I, the Resplendent Overlord, here to bring you another Kinnikuman SH Figuarts review of Robin Mask. Yeah, so if I could just back it up by 5 years, I believe in 2010, it's either Medicos or Medicom Toy, one of those two I always get confused, but they have a line of a brand of figures called Super Action statues, which, by the way, they are still currently making, based off the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure series and other stuff. But at the time, I believe, I'm not sure exactly if it was in 2010, but they tried their hand at a line of Kinnikuman figures, which surprisingly they didn't have Kinnikuman as one of their figures. It was actually a Buffalo Man, Warsman, and Robin Mask, this one right here. And they had 2 color variants of each one, or 3. So actually, I think Buffalo Man had 3. But I didn't know that one was based off the manga color and one was based off the anime. And I really liked the manga color, which this is not it, by the way. But that was essentially my first, what's the word? My first time seeing a character from the Kinnikuman, aside from Kinnikuman, which is Robin Mask. And I didn't necessarily like the anime color. I'm not sure exactly what they were thinking, because maybe they thought his manga color was too plain, which in case you're wondering, the manga color is he doesn't have blue skin, and his armor is actually silver, but the red highlights or the red parts are still there. It's just everything else was silver. So I don't exactly know what they were thinking. Maybe because he's not technically a bad guy. He's kind of like, he kind of was in the beginning, but not really. He was just a little misunderstood. Like I don't know, but he never really was a bad guy. Even during that one time where he trained Warsman, I don't really consider him. He was just a little misunderstood. That's what I think. But this is his anime color. Oh yeah, I did read up on this and realize that originally in the manga his armor was actually sapphire, but then later on it turned into like steel, and he wears it to like to give his opponents a fair chance, kind of like Piccolo, where he has the heavy gear on, and once he takes his armbands and his armor plate, he gets faster and whatnot. But in anime, for some reason they made him blue. And this also, I guess he doesn't technically have blue skin. What they mention is that this is actually like something he wears over his skin, I guess, like a suit to make him have blue skin. I don't know why. I mean, he looks cool. I bet if you're looking at him, you think he looks good. But personally, I like the manga color, which is just regular skin and silver. But he's still a cool figure. I had a really hard time posing him for some reason. Maybe it's because I'm not used to the blue aesthetic, but he looks really good. I mean, if you're into the blue skin, but I prefer the manga color. Now, what sucks about mine though is that unfortunately there is a heavier amount of shade of blue on this side rather than this side. Maybe you can kind of see it. Maybe if I can quickly show you off the muscle tone color. If you can kind of see it. Unfortunately, the lighting here is not doing it. It's raining, by the way. Hasn't rained in California in a while, but yeah, you can kind of see, like, this side there's really not a much amount of shading, but on this side it's really heavy. You can see right here on the muscle definition, but on this side, the same on his thighs. It's like his entire this side is darker than this side, but you can't really tell because I got this whole blue thing going. By the way, ignore everything that's going on in the background. Pay no mind to that. I'm taking pictures. But yeah, for some reason the shading on the entire right side is like heavy on it, so you can kind of see it. But on this side, it's non-existent. Maybe you'd see it better in person, but trust me, it's pretty noticeable. It bothered me so much at the beginning, but now I'm kind of used to it. But yeah, looks really cool. Also, the muscle mold is actually completely different than the Kinnikuman. I'm surprised. Something I started noticing as of late, that most of the Kinnikuman figures actually have a slightly different mold of muscle definition. They're not all the same. they have the same articulation, but the mold on the muscles are actually different. Like I actually have Kinnikuman right here. If you notice the shoulder and bicep muscles, see his is more smaller. I'm guessing they did that so they can give Robin Mask more room to move his shoulder articulation. I kind of wish they went with the bigger one because he does seem a lot more lankier than Kinnikuman. See that? He's more shredded, or I mean not shredded, but bulkier. And Robin Mask is see that different. He also has an 8-pack, which is crazy. See that? He's got 8, which the original Kinnikuman only has 6. And his thigh muscles are actually, or the thigh mold is actually different. Oh, and Robin Mask, you're looking weird here. We can kind of see the Kinnikuman has like a split down the middle on his right here. See that? So it's not all the same. So there is some variance. What's the word I'm looking for? Variation. There you go. Variation in the muscle definition. And also on the back, on Kinnikuman, he has more of a Christmas tree shape, and his is more flat, smooth. Even something minor as this, if you look down at the calf muscles, his is a little bit more defined. See that? You can see some muscle fibers. Where on the Kinnikuman you can't see anything. See that? It's all smooth. So that's some interesting things going on. Further down, as soon as I get to more of the other Kinnikuman or the other idol Choujin, I'll show off more of the differences. But I kind of wish, I'm trying to rearrange Kinnikuman over here. I kind of wish he was bulkier because the Robin Mask, he seems at certain angles he looks kind of skinny. But again, I'm guessing that's more because they wanted to make him, his shoulders in certain areas not as hard to pose. They wanted to have him lanky. See that? He looks cool though. As for articulation, he's got a ball joint at the head, which I'm kind of getting ahead of myself here, but they Reveltech actually have their under the Revel Mini line, they actually made their own Robin Mask, which now that I think about it, I want to do a comparison because I like the Revel Mini way more for a lot of reasons, not just because it's the manga color, but yeah. Anyways, for articulation, he has a ball joint at the head. He's got this weird thing. I actually have the joint right here because of his separate heads. He's got this going on at the right here at this head, one up here and one here at the neck, and another one underneath the neck. Which, by the way, going back to the aesthetics, he looks like he's got a pencil neck, doesn't it? It looks like his neck should be thicker. But again, if it were thick, he wouldn't be able to get as much movement. But yeah, he can go look that far. He can't look that far because of the shape of the helmet. So he can't look directly up. But he can get quite a bit of motion. You can get creative with. He has the same articulation that the other Kinnikuman figures have, where you can do the front double bicep pose. Well, he doesn't have a close fist, but if he was, he'd be doing front double bicep. Yeah. You got a double joints at the elbow, and you can do the same movement that makes him more accurate to how an actual elbow should move. And he's got a hinge right here at the wrist, and also, I guess I'll show you, he has these open palm hands, which I'm kind of getting ahead of the accessories, but he has these, and they have a hinge. These are relaxed palms. He has the same thing as the other ones have, where he's a ball joint up here, down here, and a hinge in the middle, so he can look that far down, I guess. I feel like he can look down more, but I guess because of the armor, it feels weird. He can look that far back. You can see his 8-pack. He can move side to side. I always feel nervous moving them. Like, it feels like they're gonna break when I do this. But there is ball joints here and here, so it should be fine. He's got ball joints at the Hirmajig, and you can pull it out in true SH figuarts fashion. And he has another one inside here. You can get crazy with it. he has a double jointed knee, and you can slightly move it because it has that same thing going on right here. And then he's got a hinge foot, and still no articulation at the toe. Well, focus. I kind of wish most the Kinnikuman figures had toe articulation. Oh yeah, and you can move it side to side like that to get kicking poses. Well, again, going back to the aesthetics, I should have mentioned this while I was talking about it, but I kind of wish they made his armor look more muscular. I know it's kind of a weird thing, but kind of like have it molded so the armor looks like muscle, even though that wouldn't make much sense. Like make it look like this, but it's painted like, I don't know what I'm saying, but I just kind of wish his armor was more muscular, because he looks, again, pretty skinny. Same with the back muscle, you can kind of see what they did with the shoulder. I just wish, that's just me. I don't know what it is about muscles, but they look cool. Let's see, as far as accessories go, he has you already seen, he has these open palm hands. And then he has the same somewhat similar hands, but they're meant for, like, because the thumb is protruding more out, you can have him holding stuff easier, like maybe arms and legs to get him in different kinds of holds. If you want to get him doing his Tower Bridge or Robin Special, for those of you who know that who know what those special moves are, good for you. He comes with this worried expression. He's kind of like a sweat mark right there, and his even though that doesn't really make much sense, there's really no other way to make him look like he's expressing concern other than making his eyes slightly, the dents on the mask to go upwards to make it look like he's like, stuff like that. And then he comes with the same head like that, but this one has the iconic scar that he has on his helmet. Which, by the way, in case you're wondering, if you're thinking, whoa, how did he get that scar? There must be some badass story to that. Well, no. There's literally no badass story. My memory is a little fuzzy, but if I remember correctly, it was during the 20th Choujin Olympics where he was facing off against Kinnikuman. This was at the time when the series was still pretty goofy, even though there was wrestling included now. But Kinnikuman was very, like, not as serious. Like, he was very goofballish, and he was just, like, not even trying the entire time he was fighting Robin Mask. Robin Mask was trying to give it his all, and I believe Kinnikuman made him trip or something like that, and Robin Mask essentially he tripped and fell and scratched his head on this post right here. It was like he slapped it, and that's how he got the scar. No badass no badass showdown. He just tripped and hit his head on the thing, and that's how he got the scar, and it stayed there ever since. I prefer to have him with a regular clean looking one, but this one's pretty cool, but again, it brings back memories of how he got it, which was not as cool. And he comes with closed fists. Let's see, that looks cool. And I guess one more thing to mention is that on each of the heads, each of these separate heads comes with their own little joint, which I kind of wish wasn't a thing. I kind of wish it was just one joint and you peg it on, because the problem with this is some of them are going to be more loose than others. This one's pretty tight, but on his worried face, which is actually had to take it out, it was just really loose. So yeah, there's that. That's pretty much it for Robin Mask. A cool figure. He's British. Oh, I didn't even mention he's from England. He's the British Choujin from England. His family, or I guess he was I don't remember if he was raised in wrestling or he chose it, but he turned out to be pretty good at it, and he ended up winning the 19th Choujin Olympics. And during the 20th Choujin Olympics, he lost to Kinnikuman in a humiliating way. And then he came back, and then well, whatever. I'm not here to tell a story, but that's Robin Mask. He's a cool dude. He can pull off his Robin Special Tower Bridge, Reverse Tower Bridge, Ropeworks Tower Bridge. Especially have this. I just got this, by the way. This the Tamashi blue corner stage ring. I want to get all 3 other pieces to make the entire ring, but that'll be for another time. Yeah, Robin Mask. You got anything else to say before we finished. By the way, he keeps dying in the series. I don't know if that's a spoiler, but what am I even... what am I talking about? This review's over. I just mentioned that because he keeps coming back to life in the series miraculously. Anyways, Robin Mask, you think his review's over? Alright, see you later.